Hello and welcome to all of my beautiful, vibrant souls who are Virgos, cross watchers for Virgos, or who have significant Virgo placements. Welcome to your March 2023 predictions. So for everybody who has seen my astrocast before, this is going to be a very similar format, but instead of doing a weekly prediction for all signs, I'm going to be doing monthly predictions for each of the signs. So like I said, this can be for Virgos, this can be for cross watchers. You got a special Virgo in your life, you want to know how their month is going to go, or for people who have major placements in Virgo. So let's say you have a stellium in Virgo and you kind of want to get a feel for how this month's energy is going to play out in all those areas of your life that, you know, of the planets that make up your stellium. So yeah, feel free to use as you see fit. So for those of you who are unfamiliar, the uninitiated with how astrocasting works, I'm going to give a brief explanation. You have this lovely little circular board here divided up into 12 equal segments, and these represent the 12 houses of the zodiac and their natural areas of rulership. So I do want to say that this is the natural houses, but with the caveat that this will play out differently for the individual based on your personal astrology. So like I said, 12 houses, natural areas of rulership. What I do is I reach in blindly and I pull these teeny tiny little tarot cards. Like, look at this little empress. Ah, she's a little lady with big dreams. But I will blindly pull a few cards, cast them onto the boards, and interpret the energy of the cards in the area of life where it lands. And for anybody who's seen my previous weekly astrocasts, the monthly ones are going to be a little bit shorter. So yeah. I think that's everything that I've got here, but let's get started. I hope you guys had a wonderful February. I hope it was very, very blessings filled. Lots of good stuff. Over here. Sorry, I have a hard time talking with my eyes shut for some reason. I shouldn't. Oh, these want to go together, so we're gonna honor that. Ooh, okay. So we have the Eight of Pentacles on its side, mostly in the 11th house, but a little bit in the 12th. We have the Nine of Cups on its side, smack dab in the middle of the 2nd and 3rd house. We have the Eight of Cups. When the card like this, the bottom of it is mostly, more than not, facing the center of the wheel. I call that upright. If it were the top, it would be reversed. And like you can see here, when it's on its side, this to me is the energy is in flux. And even though these kind of land in the 6th and 7th house, I'm feeling called to call these like middle cards here, right? So when cards land pretty much in the middle, this to me is like, this could affect any or all areas of life. So we have the Five of Wands and the Four of Pentacles. All right, let me take a sip of my tea here. And I think I forgot to mention, but the Eight of Cups here is bordering the 8th and 9th house. Okay. So this is really interesting because this was like, this was very similar to, I think it was Taurus's energy for the month. So you might want to check that out, particularly if you have Taurus placements as well. But what we see here at the center of all of this is this battle, this debate, right? And this is pretty straightforward. This is most likely between your sense of like a comfort zone with the Four of Pentacles and your desire to expand past that, right, with the Five of Wands. And the reason why I say this is because the Five of Wands can be about, you know, competition. It's a power struggle to me, right? A lot of energy sort of vying for dominance. And this can be external with other people, but this can also be internal. There's also a somewhat, you know, palpable work focus here, or a friendship group focus. We'll talk about it in a little bit. But at the center of what we're about to talk about, however this manifests for you personally, is this sort of push-pull between staying in your comfort zone, which is also, while, you know, feeling safe and comfortable, is also stagnant, versus starting to branch out, right? And the kind of, excuse my burp, the kind of push-pull that can happen from where like, yeah, okay, I'm doing something new, I'm doing something fresh, and then either internally you're fighting that, or people externally around you are fighting that and making that transition and change difficult for you. So this is what's at the center of what we're about to talk about. For a lot of you, there's also an emphasis here on, well, yeah, there's an emphasis on career. And the reason why I say that is because this Nine of Cups in between the 2nd and 3rd house, a lot of you are getting communication about a job situation. I feel like you're getting an offer you really want. And we see this with the Eight of Pentacles. This is working hard, honing your craft. And I feel like, and this is bordering the 11th and 12th house, right? So for some of you, this struggle, this power struggle of the Five of Wands, is that you're getting an offer, an opportunity that your work colleagues, some of whom you might be friends with, are jealous of. There is competition around it, even if they're not overtly saying so, right? And there's a kind of this energy of questioning, right? Of doubting, like making you doubt your wishes of like, oh, you know, that's great that you got the promotion, but like, aren't you worried about, you know, how much more work it's going to be? How are you going to balance this? Like, oh man, if it were me, I would really be concerned about this, right? There's kind of those like backhanded compliments a little bit, or like putting, you know, sowing seeds of doubt. So for some of you, that is absolutely what's going on. Now, for some of you, you are actually getting an opportunity that's going to allow you to align more to soul tribe and soul-based collaborators. And the reason why I say that is the 11th house is really all about expanding past our current version, right? Like, this is why it talks about friendship and wishes and communal living, and futurism is it's looking into the future and like looking to become the best versions of yourself, as well as, you know, with an undertone of service to the collective and the people who help you do that. That's why, as opposed to like the third house kind of community, where it's more like people who are surrounding you, who are proximately close to you, you know, in your schools and your neighborhoods. The 11th house is the people who are close to you at the soul, right? Who have the same values, who have the same vision as you. So for some of you, because it's bordering here, you're getting an offer and an opportunity. With the Nine of Cups and the Eight of Pentacles, you worked hard for this, and this is a wish come true. And there's an emphasis here about either career or home. And you're going from one community, the third house, kind of the people who are just around you, into this 11th house community, right? Into the people that you actually align with. So let's say you're moving from one company to another, and the values that that company holds are just so much more in alignment with your own values, right? Or you're going from one career into another. And this is taking you from, you know, the people who are just kind of surrounding you, who you spent a lot of your time with because you guys work together, to people who actually not only do you work together, but who hold similar values for you, right? And I think, you know, especially with that Virgo energy, that's very, very important, right? That energy of service is very important. So being around people who can hold the same ideals and morals and work alongside you diligently, and match your energy, I think is a really important thing for you guys. And this is what is happening here. And the struggle comes from wanting to break out of the way things were, which was unfulfilling and unsatisfying. May have been a very financially or materially stable offer, like opportunity, like a situation, but it was just like energetic conflict for you, right? Like I said, you could have been around people who maybe there were gossips at work, there was like sneaky behavior, there's something where it just like it didn't feed you energetically. And you're getting this opportunity, aligning for you in the month of March, or you're like starting that process, and people are kind of, you know, whispering in your ear, kind of trying to like be the fly in the ointment here. And a lot of you guys are kind of sick of dealing with this. Now, for some of you, this is also about moving homes, right? You are, you might be moving out of one community and into another. You know, with the Eight of Pentacles touching the 12th house, there is this wrap up that's happening here. But you're getting something that you want with the Eight of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups, something you want, something you've worked for, something you've earned. And there's this power struggle either internally within yourself, where you're kind of struggling like, I can't believe I finally made it. I can't believe I'm finally doing it. And you're fighting yourself, or you have people around you who are trying to kind of like poke holes in it, right? Like poke holes in your manifestation a little bit. These could be people who, with the Nine of Cups on its side, are kind of making you doubt that this is your wish, right? Like, oh, you're really going to be satisfied with this? Or like, yeah, but what about this? Aren't you going to miss this? Or people who are doubting the work you've put in. They're whispering kind of behind closed doors, you know, like, well, I don't know what they thought they did. Like, I bet you they knew someone, right? They're kind of downplaying your efforts and your work. And it's like, no, I worked hard for this. And this is what's at the heart of it, but this is really what's happening here with the Eight of Cups bordering the 8th and 9th house, right? You're going through this transformation where you're leaving this energy behind. You're leaving the chaos. You're leaving your comfort zones. You're leaving anything that doesn't actually align with you. So if a job doesn't really, speak to you in the heart and soul, you can't get behind the values of the company, you're leaving that. If the work culture is incredibly toxic and you just don't want to put up with it anymore, you don't want to be a part of that anymore, you're leaving. You're getting the opportunity to leave. If you're going from one living situation into another, one community into another, you're going to a community where the people have a lot of like aligned values. Maybe you're going to a much more environmentally friendly area, or neighborhood, or you're living in a region that just like the social culture is more aligned to what you want. Maybe they're friendlier, or maybe they're more aligned with your political beliefs, something like that. You're going to an area that you feel in alignment with. And I do feel like there's some push-pull either from the people around you, or a little bit with your own energies, but mostly the people around you making it tough. But with this 8 of Cups bordering the 8th and 9th house, you're walking away from the old because, with the 9th house coming into play here, you're expanding your perception and you're ready for change. You're ready for new things. 9th house energy, you're ready to go out seeking what it is that's in alignment with you. And for you guys, March has, well, not just for you guys, but in March, Saturn is going to transit from Aquarius into Pisces. And this transit might be really significant because during the time it was in Aquarius for the last 3 years, this may have been a huge time for you of figuring out with this 11th house energy who you really are, what kind of person you want to be, what kind of people you want to align to, what you want to accomplish in this life, right? What you want the next arc of your journey to be centered around. And because you've gotten clear on that, that's why changes are starting to happen in your reality. And I feel like, this is leaving something that we're attached to behind with heavy heart, but knowing that there are better things up ahead, knowing that the 9 and 10 of Cups are up ahead. And so I feel like what's happening for you guys in this month is there is going to be a little bit of shifting and changing. There's going to be a little push-pull. It might get a little hairy, a little chaotic in certain moments, but I feel like there's this sense of conviction, right? Of like, no, I'm doing the right thing because it's time to transform. It's time to leave the old behind. It's time to leave this bullshit behind. I'm going toward where my soul wants to be. My soul is going home and I'm going with it, is kind of the energy here. I do want to pull you guys like one little card of advice. I don't know why I'm feeling called to do that. What is it? It's this one. Here we go. Yeah, the 6 of Swords. You've been doing healing work. You are making peace with peace. You are heading toward a much more calm, sanguine experience. And don't be afraid to let go of anyone and anything that's trying to keep you in these choppy waters, that's trying to keep you in chaos. You're on your way. Keep going and be unafraid of letting go of anything else, from the past in the process, right? There are beautiful things up ahead. So, I think that's everything I have. I hope this has been helpful. I'm wishing you guys a safe, happy, healthy month ahead. Please feel free to come back throughout the month. Let me know how this played out for you. Let me know what you think, if you particularly like or dislike this format. I do like to get input from my community. So yeah, let me know. It has been such an honor, a joy, and a delight to get to read for you today. And I hope I get to again real soon. Take care, love bugs. Bye.